A warm welcome to our virtual Chester Cathedral for the first ever poetry competition that we've held. And we have the winners here from all over the UK, in fact. A lot of people from different places, from London and from Manchester and from other places as well. We're delighted to welcome Carole Bromley, who you can see on the screen, who was our judge, and Juliet McGuinness, who's our poet in residence. I'm Canon Jane. I'm the Vice Dean and Canon Missioner of Chester Cathedral. So we're going to hear the poems read that won the prize for the theme of journeys. We've been taking the theme of journeys in the cathedral, sometimes with pilgrimage, sometimes under religious theme, but the theme of journeys was the one that was given to the poets. Julia, did you want to say something first? Unmute yourself.
No, just a big thanks for the pleasure of having so many poems in, and it was a really strong field. So those of you who are the winners and commended today have really earned your place and gave us a very difficult job. And we're delighted to be able to see you face to face and to hear your poems. Thank you.
Thank you. So the first prize for the 19 to 25s was called Train Ride from Barcelona. And this is going to be read by Lucy Time, who won the prize. So Lucy, would you like to read us your poem?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Lucy, as has been said already. I'm reading from London today, and obviously this is totally weird to be doing it virtually, but it's quite a nice sort of break up to the normal routine, so thank you so much. And like massive thanks to Carole, Jane and Julia as well. It was a real pleasure to get that email. This is called Train Ride from Barcelona. To know that all of this could one day be empty. The trees outside, glitching into blurs of green, the same day opening itself to everyone at dawn. Like a regalo, you would say, like a fist unclosing, releasing all the anger it has lost. Watching you, watching the outside is how I want to spend the rest of my days, I decide, slipping in and out of sleep on a train, in shadow running along beside us. The same movements of an animal, desperate for love. The sky spread around the carriage as if it were a piece of cloth we were born in, and the wind bending to kiss the head of the earth like a son it once loved. Listen, my tiredness is also your tiredness, and it hangs here between us like a carcass of Hamon. Later, when the stars arrive to pinprick the dark, I dream of the city we left behind, the woman carrying fruit by the side of the tracks, the insect bites swollen red, dotted along our skin like rain. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Carole, would you like to say something about that?
Yes, I just that it's a really beautiful poem, and it was really special to me to hear it read out loud. So well done, Lucy. I think you're a very accomplished poet, clearly. I could tell that you read a lot of poetry, and I really felt as if I was on that journey with you. So really well done, smashing poem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the first prize for the 16 to 18-year-olds is called Falcon's Flight, and that's by Tesney. So Tesney, would you like to read for us your poem?
Yes, thank you. And I'd also like to say thank you for this opportunity. I really enjoyed writing this poem for you. So here it is, The Falcon's Flight. Gliding high above you, I see everything with my ubiquity. I see every pigeon seeking shelter from my glistening talons, every potential nesting site, every camera lens waiting for the perfect moment to capture my beauty, wanting to preserve me forever in artwork, so in centuries to come, others can marvel at me too. I am aware of it all. A thin breeze ruffles its way through my finely barred breast feathers, whistling quietly past my clenched talons as the swirling clouds embrace my body and part pleasantly to allow my safe passage. Below my 3-foot wingspan, the distant laughter of children reverberates off the walls of the city that keeps them safe as cars rumble past, drawing their route across the earth with intricate turns forming a great elaborate mandala. Nature has her equivalent in the rich, verdant patchwork of fields that have been rolled out like a rug beneath the vast blue sky over my hunting ground a few miles away. But I am far from those fields now. My iridescent body soars over the city whose fingers stretch out over the land, sprawling almost to the horizon, mapping the ages with its display of varying architecture. I scope it out, checking for any unwelcome newness in the bricks, stone and glass that are juxtaposed in a finely orchestrated pattern, one that can be seen only if you know where to look. But nothing is as it shouldn't be. All is well, and there's only one building I'm interested in. There she is, my welcoming friend, a sight for sore eyes after a day of hunting. Home. Standing proud amongst her companions, her spired crown glints happily in the daylight, beckoning me closer. I relax, cease to move, and plummet with certainty towards my target. An unseen assassin, I swoop in, landing to greet my family with a clutch and a crop full of prey. Puffing my chest with pride, I am truly content here. Honoured, loved, and protected, I am the peregrine falcon of York Minster. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tesney. I really felt as though I was up on York Minster watching that. I felt as though you knew exactly what you were talking about the peregrine falcons. There's a real sense of place in that poem, and it earned its first place because it's such an unusual viewpoint. How wonderful at your age to have thought of that, to have thought of a really unusual viewpoint. I think it's a really promising poem, really well done.
Thank you very much. I love the fact that poetry allows you to write from a differing perspective to how you see things. And I thought that this was nicely linked with the falconry at Chester Cathedral as well. So thank you for your lovely comments.
Okay.
Thank you, Tesney, and thank you, Carole. So we come now to the third prize in the 16 to 18s. It's called The Last Journey, and it's held by Helen Ross. Helen, you're going to read that for us?
Yeah, thank you very much for considering me for the prize, because this is like one of the first competitions I've entered, so it was very nice. My poem's called The Last Journey. My mum is silent, pensive still, in the front of the car. My dad is quiet, brooding, driving slowly in the dark. My sister doesn't understand. She's only 5.5. My brother does. He's shut his eyes. He doesn't want the tears to start. My family's recovering on the long drive home. He's buried up in Oxford, where he lived until a month ago. We're driving to St Albans, back home, back to reality. Through my black dress, the lace reveals a nasty bruise across my knee. This journey's long, I know it well. We drive up here every few weeks to visit them in that old house, floorboards that break and doors that creak. We won't be coming anymore. My gran's moving down south with us. She couldn't face an empty house, so now it rests, gathering dust. We pull onto the motorway, the car starts to gather some speed. I stare out the dark window as my makeup starts to run and bleed. The moon is slowly rising on this cold November night. I won't be back at school tomorrow, it just doesn't seem right. This journey is long, I knew it well. We drove up there every few weeks to visit them in that old house, floorboards that break and doors that creak.
Beautiful. And well done for getting through the reading, because it's very moving material. And I can see from everybody's faces that everyone was moved by the poem. And that's really quite an achievement. It's I thought it was a wonderful idea to use the theme of the competition to write about something that was really important to you. So you used the theme to write about one aspect of your bereavement, and I'm really sorry to hear about your granddad. And I thought it was really beautifully put. Smashing poem. Well done, Helen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Thank you. It's quite, I had a tear in my eye. I'm trying to collect myself now. And the next one was one Weisstein commended, so one commended by me, 16 to 18-year-old. Eleanor, you're going to read To Get to You, My Love. Where's Eleanor? Is she there? Oh no, Julia's going to read it because Eleanor can't make it. Thank you, Julia. You have to unmute yourself, Julia.
I thought we were having Pat next, but
yeah, it says Pat next.
But we can switch
Spectrum by Pat Fletcher.
Oh, my apologies. Apologies, Pat. We've got third prize for the 19 to 25s, Spectrum. We've got that one next, Pat. So can we have that one?
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, hi. I'm Pat, and my pronouns are he and him. And I just want to congratulate everyone else who's won, because there were some really impressive poems there. And congrats to everyone. I hope you enjoy this. So Spectrum by Pat Fletcher. You always said you knew what God wanted, but you know, repeating yourself won't make me more likely to conform. The way I see it, God promised me the whole rainbow, and you want to limit me to just pink and blue. Pink or blue. I should say. Come on, pick a side. Let's have a debate about what's theologically supported. As if love isn't. This spectrum is wide and beautiful, and we've still got a long way to go. Thank you.
We have indeed got a long way to go, and well done. I thought that was a wonderful poem, and I'm so glad that I chose it for third prize. I'm so interested to meet you. In fact, I was very interested to read your biography, having got to know you through the poem. I thought it was a really brave subject and absolutely fitting to take on the church and sexuality and the journey that some young people, many young people make these days. And I thought you put it beautifully. I love the defiance in it. So well done, Pat. Great poem.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we do come to the one that Julia is going to read, which is by Eleanor Croker, called To Get to You, My Love.
To get to you, my love. I've come so far, I've worked so hard to get to you, my love. At first I tried to make you proud to get to you, my love. I brought you flowers and laid them down to get to you, my love. I tried everything I thought might work to get to you, my love. I always had faith and determination to get to you, my love. But my plans didn't work to get to you, my love. So I've climbed atop this building to get to you, my love. The staircase felt so long to get to you, my love. But all of this will be worth it to get to you, my love. I'll walk over the edge to get to you, my love. I'll stand in the spot we had our first kiss to get to you, my love. I'll stare out at the view to get to you, my love. And then I will be ready to get to you, my love. I'll make the step, let myself fall to get to you, my love. Since the day you passed, I've tried everything to get to you, my love. So now it is time to leave this world to get to you, my love.
Thank you. And I chose that one because of the repetition and the way you're just drawn into the poem and then suddenly pulled up short by the end. Unexpected ending for me, but I thought that was beautifully written. I thank you very much, Julia, for reading it so well. So we now come to the second prize for the 16 to 18-year-olds, and I'm glad to see that Tala's found us and you've made it in. Good to see you. And it's called Ginger Uganda. Tala, do you want to read that for us, please?
Yeah, just want to say hi, everyone. Sorry I was late. I was on the wrong link, but yeah, okay. Sun sweet and smiles, sugar cane from the streets, the essence of insouciance, sitting on scuffed bus seats. She sits on my shoulders, my charming child, hushed giggles in my ear, her aspirations run wild. Yet sorrow scolds me, like water boiled clean. Away on father's boda, our farewell is foreseen. To see another day, I will make sure of it. So soon I shall see that my dreams are sunlit.
Fabulous, fabulous poem, and I'm so glad to have met you. I would have been really sad not to have met you all, and I really loved that poem, Tala. It's I love the foreignness of it, the exoticness of it, but also and the sense of place, but also the form, the way you were confident enough to use lowercase and not have punctuation and all of that. So it had a very modern feel to me, a very contemporary feel, and well done. It's a fabulous poem. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we now come to the Poet in Residence Commended, Caravanning by Lauren Asprey.
No. It says second prize.
Have Ollie first.
Do you know, I think I better go back to bed again. Second prize, I do apologise. We've got Traffic Jam Sonnet by Ollie Taylor. And it's a great one, this one. I like them all, but I love this one too. So we're going to hear that one from Ollie.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thanks for choosing it to be your second prize. It's called Traffic Jam Sonnet because it's a sonnet that I wrote in the traffic jam. I glanced across at you in your Honda Civic, and seeing you dancing made me smile. Me fed up, you an unbridled spirit, both been stuck in traffic a bloody long time. You were having a jam all of your own, oblivious to the gloom all around you. the grim faces of other drivers heading home, grumbling and moaning while sat in this queue. Your long hair flicked the steering wheel as you bopped and weaved your hands in the air. You mouthed the words with passion and zeal, eyes closed, smiling wide without a care. More people should be like her, I say. It was the most wholesome thing I saw all day. Thank you.
Wow. Really wonderful poem. Do you know, Ollie, I'm really glad to have met you. And do you know that poem sat on the top of my pile for weeks and weeks with a number 1 written on it. And then Lucy's poem came in. I'm so sorry. It's a fabulous poem. You've handled the form so beautifully. It's a really good love poem. It's very original, and how wonderful to stop, to pause, to take the journey theme and to just pause somewhere in a traffic jam. So someone, you said it really happened, that you actually just glimpsed something and you decided to write about that. So well done. I love the poem. I really love the poem.
It's a good job I wasn't driving. I was in the back. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you very much. And now we do come to the poet in residence commended Caravanning by Lauren Asprey.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to Julia for choosing this, and apologies to my family for kind of stomping all over the holidays we used to have. So this is Caravanning. I always resented caravan holidays with my family as a teenager, driving for hours to a muddy field stuffed in the back of Dad's car with Mum's homemade pick and mix, a clear sandwich bag filled with all the sweets no one else's children wanted, jolly mixtures, licorice toffees, buttermints like the kind your gran might keep in her handbag, those inedible hard-boiled fruit candies and wrappers, and worst of all, milk bottles. I'd always beg for Haribo's and for her to slide her chair forward just a teeny tiny bit so I could stretch my legs. There was never time to stop for a loo break or to buy a better snack for the road. Apparently, reversing a caravan is no fun in a service station car park. Now I know what that meant, and these days I don't mind buttermints so much, and car journeys never seem quite as long. And sometimes, when I pop to the shop, I find myself wandering to aisle 23, confectionery, heading straight for those white squidgy bottles. Thank you.
Lovely. There was a point in the competition where Carole and I had a bit of correspondence about the different journeys that were coming in, and we were saying that there don't seem to be that many journeys that actually sort of are physical journeys from A to B. And I think just after that, your poem came in, Lauren, and I thought, well, this is where the wheels hit the road. We've got a real journey going here. And just very warm and made me smile when I read it. Just a lovely focus on the child's journey in the adult's car, the family holiday trip, which is perhaps a theme that resonates with a lot of us, but you made it yours. Just love the flavour of the sweets and the flavour of the conversation with the parents and the feeling of being constricted in the caravan. You kind of drew those through the poem beautifully, and just I love the shift that you made to looking back, a journey to adulthood, and then that little journey down aisle 23. That at the very end with the milk bottles, and there aren't many milk bottles around in aisle 23 at the moment, are there, with what's going on? But I shall definitely have a trip down there once the sweets are back and have a look. But lovely, and the warmth of it stayed with me for quite a while, I have to say. Really made me smile.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, congratulations to all of you. Julia, do you want to have a final comment? And then maybe Mark, who appeared earlier, will have a comment as well. So Julia, do you want to go first?
Well, again, just to say, it's just been lovely to meet you today, to hear your poems. Thank you for entering. It's a lot of up and down in a poet's life, and I know you can feel quite vulnerable entering competitions and you're putting your work out there. So thank you for doing that and letting us see it, and wishing you all the best. I hope this is a helpful, important stage on your poetic journey, and just encourage you to keep writing. And thank you so much for writing for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Julia. And thanks from me. And Mark, who is the High Sheriff last year and is still carrying on with some of his duties, I think, has joined us. You can see Mark at the bottom. He was the one who sponsored the prizes. So without him, we couldn't probably have financed it. So Mark, can we hear from you as well?
Oh, Jane, you're an utter delight. Thank you very much. And my apologies to you all. I was on a late finish from a previous Zoom, and then we had some technical problems. So Julia emailed me partway through. So I'm sorry to join you late, but I have had the opportunity to print off and look at this wonderful piece, this 20-page document that Jane and Kevin and team have put together at the Cathedral. So it is more than an email. It's printed off and it's living on coffee tables, hopefully around Chester, Cheshire and beyond. Carole, thank you for the work you put in from York, a part of the world I'm very fond of. I met Anita, my wife, at St Michael of Belfry in York, and I spent 2 or 3 happy years, and so great to see University of York on the map. And what an encouragement to see the geographical spread from across the UK here. We've got some local folk to the northwest, but also down in St Albans and up in the northeast too. I guess poetry is very much like playing a musical instrument in your teens and early 20s. And it's always an immense sadness when I meet people who said, I used to play the piano, I used to play the guitar. And, you know, this may not become a full-time job for you as it has been for Carole in her significant work in York. But please, please continue to put effort into this key gift, this God-given gift, this skill you've been entrusted with throughout your entire lives. The Bible is full of some wonderful poetry, especially in the Old Testament. It's rich, it's engaging, it's challenging, it's warm, it's affirming. And we've seen so much of that in such a variety of ways this afternoon and in the printed format that we had available to us a week or so ago. It's a shame we didn't all meet, because Zoom is okay, and Zoom is a lot better than we would have achieved 5 years ago. But there would have been nothing better than to welcome you all to Chester on a glorious day. It's 25 Celsius here in Chester. So the challenge, Vice Dean Jane, is to continue, and Julia, with this important work, and see if in years to come we can make Chester Cathedral a real focus point for this important work. And you've been there. You are the founders who contributed this afternoon. And you will blaze a trail for many other poets in years to come as well. So well done, and thank you for the contributions you've made.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you to you all once again. Thank you for making it and responding quickly to a change of a link. And we might see you again. We don't know. We hope to have the competition again. We might well come across you again. But thank you very much. And Godspeed. And I hope that you do continue to write poetry, and we'll look forward to reading your books in the future. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.